Right, this is my weekday green shake. I've got some frozen spinach in here, and I just find it convenient to have frozen green bits in the fridge, because living in Dubai, everything goes off so quickly, so it's just handy. So I've got a bit of avocado left over from breakfast, my husband's breakfast, which was bacon and avocado. I've just got to get my kale.
Food is quite an interesting topic for me because I have irritable bowel. I've also got diverticular disease, which means it's really difficult for me to eat a lot of varied foods that could have skin, seeds, that cuts across fruits, nuts, which I absolutely love, certain vegetables. I struggle quite a lot with different foods. In fact, most of my friends and my family would rather not go out to eat anything with me, lunch or dinner. I literally am a pain in the bottom, excuse the pun, but it is what it is.
The good thing about this is that you get all the roughage, whereas if you use a juicer, you're leaving all the roughage behind. Some water in here. There are so many different ways that you can make this. You can add coconut water if you really need to be hydrated. This papa herbs do an amazing range of additives. I probably should have only used one there, but it's my drink. And my wonderful protein powder. Tried a few, and the coconut is by far my favourite. I also add some fresh grated coconut, which I don't seem to have at the moment. So that's where I'll leave it for now, because I like a bit of texture. So you might want to block your ears because it's very loud. Are you ready? Yeah.
Then again, I really love a banana smoothie, so I just wanted to share with you what I do tend to eat most morning is literally a case of blending a banana, natural yogurt, some cinnamon, and then sometimes for a little bit of texture I will sprinkle some rice cakes in, so it feels like I'm eating something a little bit more interesting. All I'm going to do is literally use, it's called a ninja. It's not exactly a ninja, but it's quite a good way of blending.
Good old NutriBullet, and my hands are wet. And I can't open it.
Lemon cake. I did actually do cookery GCSE when I was at school. I failed my first attempt purely because I forgot to put the oven on, and equally I forgot to put apple in the apple pie, so that wasn't very good. However, as I've got older, I quite like the idea of baking, and I actually really enjoy it if my cakes are well received, and these seem to be.
What a blobby mess that is. Actually, that looks disgusting. It tastes really good. So then, I've just remembered my husband said there weren't any ice cubes in the fridge. I put a handful of cashews and ice cubes, but...
Okay, so Hershey's now knowing that he's going to be getting released, and off they run.
Two rabbits.
They love it. They just absolutely love running in that area. It's almost like they've got a whole, here they come, a whole field to themselves. They enjoy it so much. They're chasing rabbits at the minute. My hubby, walking as Philip, saying hello.
So ice cubes. I like some chunky bits of cashew, so that is why I put them in for a last whiz. Oh, it's too thick. Sorry, I'm really making a mess there. Okay, it's too thick, so I need to add some water. I've already used that whole glass of water and it's still too thick. It is so filling and there's nothing there that's gonna put on weight or that's bad for you. Are you ready?
Blending. So I literally take my banana. To be honest with you, I tend to look for the biggest size in a banana because that way I think it's going to fill me up a little bit more. So that's what I tend to do. So I'm going to literally put one banana in. I don't use a knife, I literally just separate it out and pop it in. I tend to like natural yogurt. It's just the Evey. Now on top of that, I'm going to pop a little bit of cinnamon in while we power up. And that is it. I mean, literally a minute. There you go. You can just sort of see. It's quite nice, isn't it? I like this.
It is a big meal. It makes you feel so full. If I've got a casting coming up or a big job coming up and I want to be a little bit leaner, then this would be my main meal of the day.
Breakfast times, I've decided that I have to stick with what works for me, especially that if I'm working or where I'm going to be active throughout the day, I do not want to eat foods that can trigger my tummy, and now I know, unfortunately, which ones they are. So, for me in the morning, it's quite simple. It's normally scrambled eggs, or hard-boiled eggs, or poached eggs, or eggs.
I don't drink cow's milk. I've hated the smell of cow's milk since I was at school, and we had those little glass bottles at school with a straw, and I can just smell it now, and it would sit outside in the sun all blooming day, and then we were expected to drink it at break time. Oh my goodness, brings back such bad memories. So I really don't like that, but I'm not dairy free because I love cheese. Good cheddar is my favourite cheese.
Obviously everybody knows themselves what they can't eat, taking into consideration I use yogurt because thankfully I'm not lactose intolerant, so I can have yogurt.
What do you think Evey's diet looks like?
She has some food issues, so I should think that she is incredibly healthy. And she probably, I don't know that she would even have cheat days. I have quite a lot of cheat days. But I treat myself, I reward myself, and then I can go for days of being strict. So I do what I need to do.
And IBS is a bit of a blanket term, range of different pains and discomforts in the tummy. So for me, I had to really sort of go more of an invasive way and had colonoscopies and barium enemas and things that weren't particularly nice, but they needed to go in and find out what was going on, and that's where they found diverticular disease. So now it's a case of avoiding the foods that trigger me because I don't want to have the pain or the tummy cramps.
Running is my only thing at the moment. There are a few exercises that we do. So one thing that we do when we're waiting for the kettle to boil is to squat, and if you can't get your heels down straight away, then keep working at it because it is important for movement as you get older. Yeah, just rocking around and keeping your balance. I'm getting a lot of elbow loose.
Big step, small step. So you're supposed to be feeling that at the side of your glutes, that's the side of your bum, and that's just switching everything on, getting yourself ready to do some good work.
Right, this is essential if you want to be able to walk unaided by the time you're 70. So sitting in a chair, gotta think about this one. Don't want the microphone to fall over. So getting up on one leg. You with it?
Yeah.
And the other one, there's always going to be one stronger than the other. Like that, see? Just little things like that, daily things. that will make a difference.
So I want a nice big squeeze.
100-kilometer race. What was the experience like?
It was like childbirth in that it just got more and more painful towards the end and more intense. We ended at 2 o'clock in the morning. Didn't know where we were. We could just see lights in the distance.